Hey everyone, welcome again on Nodejs Stack, and let's continue the Firebase with Flutter series. And in this video, we are going to perform the first operation of the CRUD, that is a create operation. We are going to post the data of add to do page to our Firebase. Okay, so remember that to post some data from our Flutter app to the Firebase, we need a Cloud Firestore package to be installed on this project. Okay, so let's do it one by one. But before I will start coding, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and also don't forget to share and like the videos. Okay, it will motivate me to contribute more toward this YouTube channel. Okay, so please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Okay, so let's continue this video and start coding. The first thing we will need is the Cloud Firestore. Basically, we are going to perform the create operation over here, and after in the next coming videos we are going to perform the update, delete and read operation. Okay, so let's go on a Chrome and let's search Cloud Firestore Flutter. We have to install this dependency on our Flutter project. With help of that only we are going to connect this page to the Cloud Firestore database. Okay, let's go on a pubspec.yaml file and let's add this dependency. Remember, all the dependency which I have here already upgraded. So all the thing here I'm using that are the latest version. So please do that the same. Okay, now after Control S, the next thing we have to do is we have to go on an Android folder. Inside the app folder, and we have the build.gradle file. Please make sure to increase this dependency minimum SDK version to 21. In a documentation they haven't wrote that, but it will give the issue because of that. Okay, so let's use the 21 as of now, and after doing that make sure to stop and run the app again. Sometime it will create issue. Let's till it will start the app. Let's go on a Firebase console. The first thing we have to do in a Firebase console, that we have to go on the Firestore database. Okay, here we have to make the collection of our app. Okay, so first time you will come here, then the scenario will be different for you. Like you have to do some kind of configuration. That are the easy step. You don't need to bother about it. Just click on next, 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 and this will be configured for you. After doing a configuration, you will get a option called star collection. So here we are going to make our first collection. So if you click on a plus button, then you will find that we have the create to do page. So we are going to make the collection for this to do page only. So let's click on start collection, and you have to provide the collection name. So let me provide the collection name as the to do. Click on a next. Then you have to provide a document ID. So let's provide one as of now. Then we have to provide the multiple field which we have here. I mean, this is a kind of column where you wanted to store the data. So number of field is the number of parameter you wanted to store on the Cloud Firestore. Okay, so how many field we wanted to store? So this many field we wanted to store on the Cloud Firestore. The first thing we wanted to store is the title. I just say that hey there. The second field we wanted to store is the task type. So let me add the task plant, and this is the first document I wanted to store. Okay, second thing is the description. Third thing is the description one. Description. Okay, you don't need to add these values for your case. I'm just adding it because it will first going to create a first document for you. So I don't want it to be empty for it. That's why I'm adding the value as well. The last thing is the category. Okay, run. And if I will hit the save, because we now added all the field which we have here, it will going to create our first document. So if you don't know about the document is kind of a row of normal SQL database. So in a SQL database, we have row and we have the columns. In a NoSQL database, which Firestore follow, we have the document and we have the field. Document is the one row and field are the column. So these are the column we have. So don't worry about it. Okay. Now we added our first document. Okay. So this many field we have as of now: category, description, task, title. So we have 4 field: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now after doing that, what we have to do, just go on a rules. Some cases what happened that automatically the rules of allow read write, sometimes it happened that it was the false. Make sure it will be a true so you can read and write from your Flutter app. Okay, now let's go on our Flutter app. Now we have our first ID, and now what we have to do, let's go on add to do page. In add to do page, we have a button called add to do. Here what we have to do, I'm not going to write a separate file for the Firestore. I'm going to write all the function in the button itself. So I don't want to make the app again complex as of now. So let's write the logic of sending the data from add to do page to the Firestore here. So the first thing we need is Firebase Firestore.instance. Then if you click on a dot, then you will got the collection method. Here we have to provide the collection name. The collection name which we created over here. Our collection name was the to do. So we have to add the collection name, okay, over here. Please make sure that the name should be same like you created over here. Okay. After doing that, you have to get the option called add, and using add you can add your data. Let's do a quick one that it is connected or not. So here we have to provide a map type of thing, okay, and you have to provide the key and value pair. The key should be match which you have here, the title, task, description, category. Okay, so the data which we are going to send from here, that should be mapped on the Firestore. So make sure the key should match of this key. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to add is the title. Remember we have the title in a small case, title first data. Then the second thing is the task, important. Let's add a category, then we will hit category food, then we will hit the add to do. Okay, let's hit the Control S and let's try that it's working fine or not. If I will click on add to do, okay, except hidden, let's go on the Firebase. Okay, that data is added here. You can see that the food important first data which we provided over here, that is added. Okay, here we have that first data, important, food, that three thing is added here. See, it's really very simple. Okay, so what as of we are doing that we have the static data as of now, but we need the data from here, from the field itself. Okay, so for the text form field, we have to make a text edit controller, right? So let's start working on it. So here I'm going to create 4 things as of now. The first 2 things is the text edit controller, okay, I can name it as a task controller, text edit controller, and the second one will be description. Oh, we have to change the name. So let's change the name task controller, and this name will be description controller. Okay, and let's assign this task controller and description controller to their respective field. But before that, let's create another variable as well. The first variable will have the type string, that will be a type. At the beginning it will be a empty string, this will match to this task type, and the fourth thing will be a string, it is a category. Okay, now we have 4 variables for corresponding field. Let's assign it. The first thing we have to assign is the task controller. So it will be a title controller. That will be a more suitable variable name. Okay, so let's find the title. Let's go over there. Okay, we have the title, and here we have the text form field, and let's assign the controller to title controller. Then we have the description one in the text form field. Let's assign the controller to description controller. Now there is a trick for the task type and the category. Both the thing we are handling with help of the chip, right? This task chip. So for the category one, let's copy it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the category. Okay, category select. Okay, also let's make it task select. Okay, so what will going to happen, that why I'm making 2 different things. Okay, so after clicking on the important plan, I'm just wanted to set the state of the task variable which we created just now. So if we go here, we created a type. Okay, that is a task type. So after clicking on important and plan one, I'm just wanted to set the state and wanted to store this data. So earlier what was happened, that in the same function we defined the chip, right? So suppose if I will wrap this thing to inkwell, and if I will do the on tab. Okay, so after clicking on tab, I just wanted to set the state. So here, if this task type and category, we are calling only the task method. So if I will hit the important or the put, it will going to set the state of a particular variable. Like if I will wanted to set the state of the type, then it will going to set the state of type only. Okay, that's why what I did, that now I have 2 different widget which will handle the task type and the category. So I'm wrapping those 2 different widget with the inkwell, and in the on tab I'm setting the state of corresponding variable. So we have the category, and I'm just setting the state of the category 1. Okay, so all the category we had earlier, now if I will click on this widget, so it will going to set the state of the category variable only. And for the task variable, if I will click on this important or plan, it will going to set the state of the type variable only. That's why I created 2 different methods for this widget. Okay, now right now if I will click here, then nothing is happening, which means we are not able to understand something is happening here or not. Okay, after clicking on a save also, if I will click here, then we don't know that yeah, we clicked on an important or a plant. So we just have to write some logic over here also, like suppose if I will go on a task select, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to changing the color. Suppose if I will click on an important, then the type variable contain the current, clicked label. Okay, so type will contain the label. So if I will click on an important, then type will have the value of the important. So what I'm going to do, that here I'm going to write a ternary operator, that if the type is equal to label. Okay, I'm going to explain this thing, but just give me some time. If the type equal to label, so I'm just going to change the color to colors dot black as of now. So suppose if I will click on a important or plant, so suppose if I will click on important, then the color of the important, the background color of the important has changed. Or we can do a white, and let's write the same logic here on the text color as well. So if it is clicked, then let's change the color to colors dot black. So what is happening here, that if I will click on a plant, then the type will contain the value plant. Okay, so here I am checking the variable if the type is the label. So for at the time of the rendering the important, the label was the important, so type containing the value called plant, and it is not equal to the important. That's why the color of the background and the color of the text has not changed. But at the time of clicking on, at the time of rendering the plant, the type variable contain the value called plant, and label is also plant. That's why the background color is changed, also the text color is changed. Similarly, we have to do the same thing on category select also. So I'm not going to explain the same logic again. Okay, and instead of the type, let's use the category. Okay, so here let's use the category. So suppose if I will click any of the category here, like food, then the color and background color will be changed. Now the category and the type have their own value. Also we assign the title controller to title and description controller to the description, which means all the four things we are capturing, all the four value of this field we are capturing into these some variables. Now at the time of clicking this add to do, we have to assign those variable to their respective key. So let's go on add to do button, and here instead of assigning the value hard coded, let's assign the corresponding value. Like for this we need to add a title controller. For the task we created a variable called type. I just misplaced the name. And for the category we created a variable called category as well. Similarly for description, so we have to write the, let's go on the here and let's see what a field we had. We had category, description as well. So description, don't forget to match the name. Okay, the name which we added over there in our database, the same name we have to use. So here we have to use the text. Okay, also here we have to use the text. And suppose if I will hit the add to do as of now, let's click here and let's see what is happening here. The new variable is added, and in this variable you can see that the category have the value called food and the task have the value called plan. Let's add this time a title. Hey there, my first title, just testing out. Okay, so if I will hit on add to do, and let's change the workout, let's select the important one and let's click on add to do. A new field is added. Oh, here I guess. And here you can see that this time it is assigned to the workout and the important, and the value we had on a description that came here, also the title came here, which means everything is working very fine. Now the last thing we have to do is, after clicking on this thing, let's navigate or just use the navigator.pop to go back into the home page. So let's use the navigator.pop to go back into the home page. So at this time what I'm going to do, dev stack channel, please subscribe, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Okay, what happened? Okay, and it's really important and it's work as of now. And let's click on add to do, and after clicking on add to do, we came back into the home page, and let's see that field is already added. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, which means everything is working fine, which means we can now create a data on the Firestore. At the next video, let's work on the reading the data from the Firestore, and let's populate the data over here. Okay, till that, please don't forget to subscribe the channel, like the video, share the video. Thank you all. Happy coding. See you on our next video.